Hello people, Lech here. I want to talk today about the elusive mastery badge. The number one complaint I hear from players in this game are, gee, I had a huge game, but I didn't get a mastery. So I just kind of wanted to explain why you probably didn't get a mastery and give you guys some tips on how to improve your chances of actually getting the mastery. Well, obviously you can see here what a mastery is. It's the basically earn more XP than 99% of people in the last week. So obviously it's a kind of a changing threshold. Some weeks it's easier to get a mastery than others, which is a factor. You can't ignore that. It also depends on the tanks. Tanks that are more popular will be harder to get masteries in. But ultimately, the key thing to getting a mastery is getting the highest amount of XP you can, and this is where people make mistakes. They think that just killing a lot of people and getting a lot of damage will get you a lot of XP, but it does not. You actually have to be a team player. You have to do a lot of other things to get more XP. You have to spot. You have to cap bases. So playing Supremacy actually is better for getting a mastery. And distance travel helps a little bit, but it's not really that important. Ultimately, it's the things that you do as a team player are actually increasing your XP, which is why I think XP is really more important per game than damage. I've actually had several games where I've had 7 kills and did not get a mastery because I just was camping in the back and killing people, and that's fair. So I'm going to show a couple of games today. Both are tier 10. One is the FV4202, and one's a T62. One was a mastery and one was not. And I'll kind of explain. I'll do a little play-by-play and explain why I did not get a mastery in one and why I did in the other. So here I am in Port Bay in the FV4202. And I'm doing the normal thing, as you would expect. I'm just going across the creek, hoping to hell my team actually pushes and does a good job. Of course, the T92 wandered off, but he actually got in a good spot there. So when you get in this location, you just need your heavies to push, and then you can just farm if you can. And if their meds don't come over here, you're in great shape. So what you can see is their meds are stupid. They went with the heavies. Our heavies are actually pushing forward. You can see it on the map. So I'm all alone here in a tank that, when it has to brawl, it can be can have problems. But if it can camp and shoot Hesh, it just is an unbelievable tank. Because shooting Hesh, my DPM is over 4,000. So as you can see, all my shots are basically Hesh. I'm spamming Hesh like it's going out of style, and their team's just sitting there letting me do it. But you notice I didn't spot anyone. I didn't really do much other than shoot, so my damage is building up. I already have 2,500 damage. Their team is completely falling apart. I'm basically just sitting here spamming Hesh and doing nothing else. Our heavies and TDs, everybody's pushing up. It's a really good team. Their team is horrible. And we're just pushing them and taking them apart. So sitting in the back, I've done quite a bit of damage, but have done really nothing other than that, just farming people. Which, I mean, listen, there's nothing wrong with that, but if you're going to get a mastery, that's not going to help. And so we've basically pushed them back almost down into their spawn. It's now just a massacre. Trying to get a couple more shots. Hesh will not go through the front of that tank. Even though I somehow put it in, I have no idea how that went in. And so we're just kind of bombarding these guys. I'm just trying to max out my damage. The win is guaranteed. But you can see that I'm being a little bit aggressive now, but that's not going to really raise your XP. The only thing I'm getting now is damage. I mean, that getting damage and winning will definitely raise your XP, but all the other things I could have done to improve my XP I did not do in the beginning, which is fine because you can't in this map. So that's another factor to consider, is the map you're playing on really will affect how much you can actually do. So one last Hesh round into the ass of a T57 heavy. Why not? So good match, a lot of farming. Actually blocked a little damage, which the FV doesn't always do. And you can see I had 4,800 damage, which is fantastic, but only an MC2, 1,200 free XP, but no, or 1200 combat XP, no spotting damage, no base capture points. This was not supremacy. And so those are the intangibles that cost me that. I did shoot 6 different people, which helps you. Shooting other tanks does help, but without the spotting damage, that just doesn't work. So game number 2, I'm in the T62 at Vineyards. It is a supremacy match, and I'm off and running. First thing I'm going to do, obviously, is cap B, and that helps, so that will raise your XP. Kind of settling into the spot here, and obviously where I'm going to go next is the magical spot on Vineyards, right in the middle. Now, if somebody with a heavy that could go haul down was going over there, I would let them take it because they would be better off, but as you can see, they are not. Somebody's got a spot. That person is me, so I'm going right for the middle here, trying to get some eyes. Immediately spot 2 people, and just sitting there looking at me, which is my favorite thing in the world because you can just nuke them. I love these guys. He takes almost all his hit points before he decides that it's probably time to leave. My kind of player. This guy is just desperately trying to cap, just letting me farm him in that IS-7. I don't know what he was thinking. I guess he's in an IS-7. That tells you a lot. And 57's already gone. My team's doing a great job. Taking a couple of hits. I got rushed by this bozo and the E50M. And what you can see is behind me, you can't see it in the video, but if you look at the mini-map, all of my TDs are sitting behind me, and they're actually covering me. They're doing a great job. So when the E50 rushed, they just deleted the guy. So here comes another guy rushing me, and all the TDs are waiting for these idiots. So I know where my TDs are, so I'm going to take a couple shots, and I'm getting the hell out of here and getting in a position where my TDs can shoot this guy. And they're just nuking him now, which is fantastic. So their team keeps rushing me, which wasn't really bright, and the TDs are just nuking these guys. So I don't have a tremendous amount of damage, 2,500, but a lot of spotting damage. And I've done a good job of somehow staying alive. But I'm pretty much a one-shot to just about everybody now because I've taken a crap load of damage because of all the tunneling. So I can see, based on the points, we're in great shape. We're capping A, and we should probably be able to win. So I'm trying to sneak in a couple of shots on this E3. Nobody's pushing me on the right, which was my worry. If another clown would show up on the right, I'd be toast. So I just really was hoping this E3, you can see this E3 is just staring at me. He got an HE into me, which was a nice shot, but it wasn't enough to kill me. They all really wanted to kill me. I don't know why, but they were really excited about killing me. That E3 was looking at me like I was the only tank on the map. IS-7 now rushing me, so this is the 4th or tank, I think, that's yellowed into me. This guy is a real rock star. Totally misses it. He gets killed again, so it's now 5-on-2. We got 830 points. The game's over. I may have said something here that was not nice, but that's not really important. And now it's just trying to get a little bit more damage. I can't push because if this guy even looks at me, I'm going to get killed. So I managed to kill him, so at least I got 3 kills, which is nice. Missed that shot, so it cost me the 4th kill. But not a crazy game. 3,100 damage, 3 kills. You'd say, okay, big deal. And boom, it's a mastery in a T62, one of the hardest tanks in the game to master. 1,500 base XP, which is a huge amount. Why? Well, look at the damage with player's assistance. 2,800 and 6 enemies spotted. So the overall damage is almost 6,000. Victory points 515. So again, supremacy really helps. So those factors made it a huge difference. And you can see between spotting and damaging, I did damage 6 different tanks, which also helps. So that's the key to getting that mastery. All that extra work I did. Anyway, go out there, guys. Get yourself a mastery. Use XP. Be a team player. That's how you will do it. Good luck.